أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على محمد الأمين إمام المرسلين خاتم النبيين وسيد ولد آدم أجمعين وعلى أهله وصحبه أجمعين والتابعين إلى يوم الدين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وقال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه كريم بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع الغرور وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أكثروا ذكر هذه اللذات أو كما قال رسول الله ونسأل الله أن يجعلنا من الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر آمين. Alhamdulillah, we thank and we praise Lord of the mankind. We thank and we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every single mercy, every single blessing that He has given us. The ability to wake up this morning and make it to the masjid and pray the Jumu'ah prayers as we have been for the past Fridays. The ability, the mercy to just even breathe. So many different chances, opportunities of mercy that He has given to us. From the point of our inception to this exact moment, all of it has been nothing but a privilege, has been nothing but a sheer mercy from Allah. You don't have a right to it. You don't deserve it. You cannot challenge Allah and say, oh, why didn't I get this or that today? Everything we have until this moment has been nothing but a sheer mercy from Allah. So for that, we say, Alhamdulillah. And we ask that Allah continues to have mercy on us. And we ask Allah that He continues to bless us in ways that we know and in ways that we know not. Today, inshallah, we will be talking about the pursuit of happiness. An age-old question. The question that Western culture has convinced many that they found the answer to. But we will see what the Quran has to say about the pursuit of happiness. So for this, we will go to Surah Al-Hadid. Quran chapter 57 verse 20. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا. A lot of people translate it as know. But Allah is actually saying you should know. If you didn't know, now you know, but this is something you must know. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب. Know that this world is nothing but play. Allah is going to break down what we think is the answer to pursuit of happiness. So please pay attention carefully as we go down this journey to answer this question. La'ib, play. Let's take the example of a toddler, right? We have our 1, 2, 3 year olds who sometimes can be very distracting when you want to get something done. But what happens when you give them a simple toy? What happens when you give them your keys or some Lego blocks or something for them to play with? That becomes their purpose in life. You should see a child when they're playing with a toy. They play with it, they play with it, they play with it. They get tired, they take a break. They do that thing where they drink water and they're breathing into the same water they drink and they can't stop. Hey, slow down, you can't drink. No, you don't understand. I have to play with my toy. So La'ib here, we're going to talk about how the children, for them, their pursuit of happiness, what makes them happy is what? The toys that they play with. La'ibun wa lahu. Now the child gets older. They get older and now it's a higher level of play. It's entertainment. Lahu. Entertainment is now the obsession of the child that is a bit older. So that's where we have video games, cartoons, movies, the shows that they like to watch, the animes that are now popular. These become the happiness of a kid. That's when you have your 10, 11-year-old. Daddy, can you buy me this new game? It's coming out. Can we go to the movies? The new Venom movie just came out. Can you take me to can we go to this? And now keep in mind, with each stage that I mentioned, that characteristic is not limited to that stage. So it's not only little kids that is concerned with play. It's not only little children or teenagers who are concerned with entertainment. This sticks with us as we grow older. So we mentioned so far, la'ibun wa lahun wa zina. Now they get a bit older. Now we're in the teenage years. Zina, beauty. They are now concerned with the beautification of themselves. So now they're teenagers, they're in that middle school, high school years, and they're just obsessed with how they look. Those of us who can remember when we were 12, 13, and we were obsessed with the fact of the idea of having a beard. We would look in the mirror and say, oh no, I think I see something. There's one hair right there. Anytime you're talking, you're going like this. You say, what do you have nothing there. No, you can't see it. I have 2 hairs. They're coming. Right? So we're at that age where we're obsessed with how we look. The sisters, they will take forever to get ready because the hijab needs to be fixed perfectly. They'll ask you, does it look okay? You say, yeah, it looks good. No, I don't think you're telling me the truth. They go back, continue to fix it again. My head shape is not the way it needs to be. Meanwhile, hijab is hijab, right? So I'm saying this just to show you the way we become fixated with these different stages in our life. You were fixated with how much you would get to play with the toy. You were fixated with the entertainment, the toys, the video games, the cartoons, the shows. Then you get older, you become fixated with beauty, with how you look. You buy a phone, it needs a phone case. You buy a laptop, it needs a laptop case. You buy a pencil, it needs a pencil case. Everything you want to beautify it. Then we get older. لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم. Now you get to that age where you're in college. You're getting into the professional world and we're showing off to each other. You want to show that you've graduated or you go to this college. Some of us, may Allah bless you for the schools you were able to get into, but for some of us, it becomes your whole personality. Excuse me, brother, can you show me the way to get to the 6th train? 6th train, Lehman College? Yeah, I go to Lehman College. Yeah, I got a scholarship. No, I wasn't even asking. Yeah, I actually I'm a biology student. I'm going to go to med school. Stuff that we didn't even ask about. That's the information you're telling us. Because now you want to show off. And subhanAllah, given the contemporary times we're in now, some of our contemporary scholars have associated with this part with social media. وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ. You want to show off what you have. Nowadays, everyone goes on social media to show off what they have. Even those of us who consider ourselves religious. Go online. Oh yeah, I just finished reading Surah to Kaf on a Friday because I'm so religious. Yeah, I just came from Umrah and I'm planning to go to Hajj the next year because I'm so religious. Yeah, I just they record themselves with the Quran open and the dates and the milk. They just want to show how religious they are. We're just showing off to each other. So that now your achievements in life, you think this is what will bring you happiness. Please keep in mind everything we're talking about. We're trying to answer what question? The pursuit of happiness. What makes you happy in life? So we talked about لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد. Now you get to the stage where you're married. Ask any married person, what is their main concern all the time? The children. Where are the children? Are the children safe? Do they have what they need? Did I pay the bills? So financial stability and the ability to take care of your children, this becomes your main fixation in life. And for some of us, we think this is what will give us happiness. If I'm financially stable, I can take care of my family, I'm happy. So to summarize, Allah has broken down the things that we think will make us happy in life. A toddler thinks they'll be happy when they play. A child thinks they'll be happy when they have entertainment. A teenager thinks they'll be beautiful and be happy when they get things that are beautiful. An adult feel that they'll be happy when they show that they have accomplished something. And a married person will be happy when when they are financially stable and they can take care of their children. Then in the second half of the ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does something very interesting. He compares everything we just talked about to a farmer. Why a farmer? كَمَثَلِ غَيْثٍ أَعْجَبَ الْكُفَّارَ نَبَاتُ. It is like the heavy rain. And I just want to take a second here to point out that the Quran is indeed from Allah and not from the imagination of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because the use of the word ghayth here is so specific that only a certain level of not understanding of the Arabic, but then in the moment using this word instead of the normal word for rain. This is a heavy rain, but not just heavy rain, the heavy rain that brings life. Because as we know, as we see right now in the south of America, there's a lot of destructive rain going on. So this is not just any rain, but ghaith, a heavy rain that brings life. So كَمَثَلِ غَيْثٍ أَعْجَبَ الْكُفَّارَ نَبَاتُ. It is like the rain, the heavy rain that excites and makes happy the kuffar. The kuffar here, we're used to the word kuffar being used to describe disbelievers, the kafir. But here, kuffar means farmer. Why would Allah use the word kuffar for farmer if we usually use it for disbeliever? That is because the word for disbeliever originates from the word for farmer. How? Because when a farmer plants seeds, what do? They bury it. They bury the seeds under the ground. Just like a disbeliever buries the truth in their hearts and refuse to acknowledge and accept La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So just like a disbeliever will bury the truth, the farmer buries the seed. So that's why kuffar here is being used to refer to the farmer. So here we're talking about a farmer who struggled and planted the seeds and did his best, and his livelihood depends on what he's going to get from these seeds. He goes to sleep, he wakes up, what does he see? He sees it's raining. Is he excited or he's not excited? Is he excited or he's not excited? He's excited. So just like the toddler who was bored, and then you finally give them a toy, are they excited or they're not excited? They're excited. A child who saves up money so they can finally get the game that they always wanted to play, are they excited or they're not excited? They're excited. When you get to that age where you're concerned with beauty and you finally find the barbershop that will give you the crispiest lineup of your life, are you excited or you're not excited? Or to the sisters who are really obsessed with their skincare and they finally find that right they finally find that right, dermalogica, plant-based, SPF serum, whatever it is that they need to make themselves feel beautiful. When they finally find the right one and it's working, are they excited or are they not excited? Look at how people lined up at the movie theaters when Black Panther came out. For those who were obsessed with entertainment, those who had nothing to do with Africa, all of a sudden came out with the Sheikies, they're Pan-Africanists now. When the movie finally came out, well, for those who entertainment was the main thing, were they excited or were they not excited? When you finally apply for that job, you've been applying LinkedIn, Indeed, Monster Jobs, or whatever that website is. You've been applying. You go to sleep, you wake up, you check your email, you see the subject heading of the email from the company you applied for. It says, "Congratulations." Don't you get excited? Are you excited or are you not excited? You finally get approved for the car, for the house, for the apartment, for whatever it is that you've been longing for financial stability. Are you excited or are you not excited? So just like the farmer that saw the rain and got excited, we see these things that we think will make us happy and we get excited. But what happens next? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, ثُمَّ يَهِيجُ فَتَرَاهُ مُصْفَرًّا ثُمَّ يَكُونُ حُطَامًا. The plant matures and the farmer watches it turn yellow. And then it becomes hutam, dust, something that you can step on and you don't care about it no more. Why would Allah describe it this way? Think about all the examples I showed you. The child that plays with a toy. If your toddler been asking, begging for this toy, after a few weeks of using the toy, where do you find the toy? Do you find it safely and nicely put on top of the table? Or do you find it somewhere in the bathroom under the toilet seat? Or do you find the toy somewhere in the garbage, thrown away behind the house? It becomes useless. What happens to the child that saved money and he finally bought the game and he played the game? After a month, he completed all the game, all the side quests, the challenges. He's memorized the whole map. He knows all the cheat codes. What happens to the game? Those of us who grew up in the 2000s, you finally get that new game CD. Every single time you use it, you wipe it. You take good care of the CD. After a few months, what does the CD look like when you flip it over? Scratches and marks. It becomes useless. Those of us who got the excitement of something that made you feel beautiful, something that made you look good. When you finally bought those Jordans that you've been saving up for your whole life, after a few months, what happened to the Jordans? Become basketball errand shoes. Before you walk like this so you don't crease them. And all of a sudden they're creased. Somehow you found a way to crease behind the shoes. Right? So I'm just giving you these examples to show you the things that you thought would give you happiness eventually, just like the plants, they turn yellow and they become useless. We're not done. The college that you applied for, you stayed up all night applying for this college. You got in. You got the acceptance letter. You shared it with your family. You were so excited. 2 years into attending this college, what energy do you wake up for class? Do you have when you wake up for class? Do you have the same excitement from when you started going to that school? No. Now, even if you go to class, it's Allahu Akbar. You're skipping classes and showing up on the last day of exams, asking for extensions. Think about the job that you were so excited. You applied for, you finally got the job. 1 or 2 years working into the job. What energy do you go to work with? Are you excited the same way on the first day? No. Those of us who are married, think about the happiness, the celebration, the excitement of the first night of marriage. Allahu Akbar, I'm married. 5 years into the marriage, how do you look at each other now? It's natural. That's life. Some Sheikh was giving an example on the first day of the marriage when you were taking her into the house and she trips over the stairs. Oh, subhanAllah, my wife, are you okay? Oh, no. 5 years into the marriage, you're walking with her, she trips. Hey, you can't even walk properly now. You're slowing us down. We have to hurry up before the store closes. It's not the same thing anymore. So I'm just giving us all these examples to show the thing that you thought would give you happiness in life, it starts to fade away and it becomes hutam, it becomes useless, something that you don't care for no more. Okay, brother. So you basically showed us how everything we thought we wanted is not what's really gonna make us happy. Then what is the answer? I don't have the answer, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does. What does he say? ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان. This is the answer. First, Allah wakes you back to reality. This will not last forever. In the end, you will find one of two things. Either you will find a severe and long-lasting punishment, or وَمَغْفِرَةٌ مِّنَ اللَّهِ, the forgiveness and the mercy of Allah, waridwan, contentment. So the answer to the pursuit of happiness, the thing that will make you happy in life, the thing that you should be fixated on, the most important thing in your life, the thing that should guide the way you live your life, the thing that should determine the decisions you make in your life, the thing that should shape the decisions you make with your children, with your family. The whole point of all of this, for us to end up being happy in this life, no, it's for us to earn the mercy, to earn the forgiveness of Allah. And that is where we will find contentment. We're not looking to be happy for the short time. We're looking for us to be content for the long time. And we ask that Allah grant us this mercy. We ask that Allah grant us this forgiveness. And then Allah ends the ayah with a beautiful reminder to wake us up. وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. What is this life? If not enjoyment? No. Delusional enjoyment. Meaning you are delusional. You are being tricked. You are being hoodwinked, if you will, if you think that you are going to find pleasure and enjoyment in this life. My brothers and sisters, the reason why I chose this topic is because as Muslims, there are things we need to get up and do to change our reality. Look at what's happening to our brothers in Sudan. Look at what's happening to our brothers and sisters in Palestine. Look at what's happening to our brothers and sisters in Kashmir, the Uyghur Muslims, wherever it is. Even in the United States, we have Muslims going under oppression. And what are we doing? Nothing. What are the leaders doing? Nothing. Why? وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاعُ الْغُرُورِ. We're being deluded, that we think that we should be focusing on the aspects of this life, thinking that that's where we're going to find pleasure. Wallahi, the thing that whatever it is that you are most concerned with in this life right now, eventually it's going to fade. And once it fades, the last question that will be asked is, have you earned the mercy of Allah? You made college your whole life. You stopped praying. You stopped learning about Islam. You stopped protecting the haram and the halal of Allah. And then eventually, when all of that is gone, I have one question for you. Have you earned the mercy of Allah? You have a family, understandable, but you obsessed with work. You forgot to remember that Allah will hold you accountable for how you raise your children. Allah will hold you accountable for whether you're teaching your children Islam. Allah will hold you accountable for how you earn your income. Allah will hold you accountable for your prayers, for your understanding of the deen so you can practice it properly. Did you pay attention to this, or were you just focused on making more and more money? No, do you understand, brother? The money is, I'm good right now. Yes, but just like the plants that excited the farmer, eventually it would turn yellow and eventually it would turn to dust. So my brothers and sisters, let's wake up. Let's wake up. Everything, whatever it is you're worried about. And please do not mistake this message for dunya is so worthless that you should just give everything up. Right? Okay, brother, I heard you. I'm going to quit my job and book a ticket to Saudi Arabia to go to the University of Medina. That's not what I'm saying. We have to be realistic. What I'm saying is, look at this past 7 days. How much Quran have you read? Look at this past 7 days. If you have children, how much time did you spend talking to your children one on one? Understanding what's going through their heads, understanding what are they going through in this secular country that they are expected to still be a practicing Muslim. As you know me, once I stand here, I have to mention the youth. How many of us are letting dunyas get in the way of us giving the youth the Islamic environment they need and deserve? How can we expect them to grow up and become believing Muslims when we send them to schools where they're being taught everything that is but Islam? Every time I come here, you know I have stories for you. I've been in Albany and I've been teaching 6th grade. And subhanAllah, the things I see. Valentine's Day. Boys are giving boys Valentine's Day cards. Girls are giving girls Valentine's Day cards. And it's normal. It's normal. 11, 12-year-olds with cell phones. I asked a student, why didn't you do your homework? I was up all night on FaceTime with my friends talking about only Allah knows what. And that they're going to grow up. And these are Muslims. These are Muslims. And they're going to grow up and become Muslims and fill up the masjid like this, right? Then we're being delusional, just like the end of the ayah that Allah mentioned. I'm sorry, but I have to say the truth. So with this, we remind ourselves, stop letting the trinkets of this life distract you from the main goal. Yes, go to work, but as you are at work, you're thinking about, what can I do to earn the mercy of Allah? How am I carrying myself so that I don't earn the anger of Allah on the day of judgment? If you are in college, how am I moving on this campus? Am I moving in a way that if somebody I know sees me now, I change the way I'm behaving? Because we don't fear the people, we fear Allah. And I always give this example, especially to young people. We don't say this enough to the 13, 14-year-olds. Life is not promised. Once you hit puberty, Allah is holding you accountable for your actions. So what if Allah does not give you tomorrow? Every one of us sitting here, I want you to think. Don't just listen to this, oh, mashallah, your khutbah was so good, mashallah, brother. No. Think about your life today and what can I do to change it moving forward? Am I obsessed? Am I focused on earning the mercy and forgiveness of Allah? Once you answer this question, that's where you will find your contentment, the pursuit of happiness. That's where you will find your happiness in this life and the hereafter. May Allah SWT make it easy for us. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala ahlihi wa sahbihi. Alhamdulillah, to summarize, today we spoke about trying to figure out the pursuit of happiness. The old question of what makes you happy? What should you focus on to make yourself happy? If you go online and you ask this question, people will give really decent answers. But even the best answer you will find online is only a fraction of the answer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us. Today we spoke about how this life is nothing but playing, entertainment, focusing on beautifying yourselves, focusing on beauty, focusing on showing off your achievements, and then focusing on just increasing your family, increasing your financial stability. And while all of these things are good and maybe even important, eventually, just like the plants that the farmer planted, and he saw the rain and he got excited and the plants grew, eventually those plants would fade and turn to yellow. We're currently in the fall, right? A few months ago, weren't all these trees green with leaves? And look at the trees today. That is the reality of this dunya. That is the reality of this life. All of the things you thought would make you happy eventually will fade away. So what should we be obsessed with? protecting ourselves from the hellfire, and trying to earn the mercy and forgiveness of Allah. So with this, I push all of you, please, 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 do not just listen to this and then we pray and then you go about your life as if nothing happened. One through one ear and then the other. Really think about it. What am I going to change about my life? Not next week, not next month, not tomorrow. Today. Today. What am I going to change about my life? Because you don't know if Allah will even give you tomorrow. You want to be able to stand in front of Allah and say, Ya Allah, I tried so hard. I tried my best. Not just tried. I tried my best to earn your forgiveness. Ya Allah, have mercy on me on this day. And we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on us. We ask that Allah give us the wisdom, the courage, and the knowledge to implement what we talked about today. We ask that Allah not make us hypocrites of our own values. We ask that Allah allow us to become proper ambassadors of Islam to the non-Muslims. And we ask that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide and protect the Muslim youth. We ask that Allah allow them to not be obsessed with dunya. We ask that all of us, for Allah to remove our hearts from the attachment of the dunya. And we ask that Allah helps us find true contentment through His mercy, His forgiveness, and Jannah on the day of judgment. ربنا اتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. And before I forget, please make sure you're making dua. We're making dua for our brothers and sisters whom we have lost, both back home and here. Every other week, we're attending janazas, we're burying people. This is the reality of this life. We're asking that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on their souls. May Allah make their graves a place of comfort. May Allah forgive their sins. And those of us who are still here, may Allah grant us patience. And may Allah allow us to learn a lesson from their deaths. May Allah help us prepare for our own deaths. And my favorite dua to make, may Allah only take our souls when He is pleased with us. May Allah only take our souls when He is pleased with us. Each and every single one of us, you have a headache, you have a problem, you have something that when you put your head down on the pillow to sleep at night, this is the problem that keeps you awake, the problem that you just cannot seem to get rid of. We pray with the power of kun fayakun. May Allah bring peace to our hearts. May Allah solve these problems for us. May Allah bring peace to our lives. May Allah protect the Muslims who are suffering around the world. May Allah grant them success. May Allah grant them patience. May Allah allow all of our suffering to become ajr on the day of judgment. And again, may Allah grant us Jannah. رَبَّنَا أَتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ حَسَنَةً وَقِنَا عَذَابَ النَّارِ. And of course, when they say fi sabilillah, donate and donate generously. Perhaps this is your way of trying to earn the mercy of Allah and to find contentment in this life and the hereafter. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. أقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله. استووا واعتدلوا وتراصوا. Please straighten the rows. Please make space for the people coming in. And please turn off your cell phones or put them on silent. Jazakumullah khair. Allahu Akbar. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد كمثل غيث أعجب الكفار نباته ثم يهيج فتراه مصفرا ثم يكون حطاما وفي الآخرة عذاب شديد ومغفرة من الله ورضوان وما الحياة الدنيا إلا متاع غرور سابقوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها كعرض السماء والأرض أعدت للذين آمنوا بالله ورسله ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر سبحان الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين لكي لا تأسوا على ما فاتكم ولا تفرحوا بما آتاكم والله لا يحب كل مختال فخور الذين يبخلون ويأمرون الناس بالبخل ومن يتول فإن الله ومن يتول فإن الله هو الغني الحميد الله سمع الله لمن حمده. حمدا كثيرا. الله أكبر. سبحان الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May Allah accept our prayers. If you have time, please stay back. We're going to have a sister who wants to accept Islam. She'll be taking her Shahada, inshallah. Also, Asr prayer will be at 2:15. Asr prayer will be at 2:15. That's in less than 20 minutes. So again, if you have time, you can stay back and pray Asr. Asr will be at 2:15 p.m. inshallah. No, please. So we invite the sister now. We give her a mic. I feel more comfortable if you did it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, this is one of the most beautiful khutbah I've ever heard in my life. This is sort of like an injection that motivates us to really do things and not to be carried away by the pomps and the beauty of this world, especially in the Western world that we live. So I'm so glad that we have a young man, a lot of them in this masjid, and I think they're going to use it. This man, he was born right in front of me, right in front of me. His father is my good friend, Dr. Sallau. And look at him. Isn't that something that we should be proud of? May Allah bless him and give him more wisdom and knowledge and the ability to decipher the word of Allah for those who will hear and use it as a stepping stone to enter Jannah. May Allah have mercy on all the children, all of you, the youth. We ask you to learn, keep on learning. The sky is not the limit. The sky is the beginning of going beyond the infinity. I don't believe the sky is the limit. So let's do it and let's do it right. Okay, we have a sister at the sister's side. Excuse me, if you could quiet a little bit, that would be sweet. MashaAllah. So the sister is over there with a mic, and she want to take Shahada. Nobody forced her. She want to do it willingly, without any duress. Allah said in the Quran, أَفَمَنْ شَرَحَ اللَّهُ صَدْرَهُ لِلْإِسْلَامِ فَهُوَ عَلَى نُورٍ مِّن رَبِّهِ فَوَيْلٌ لِلْقَاسِيَةِ قُلُوبُهُم مِّن ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ. If Allah want to give you heaven and earth, if Allah want to give you automobiles, big houses, World Trade Center, Allah want to give you everything. He expand your breast and He infuse Islam in it. And woe unto the soul that is devoid of praising Allah. So the sister, if you are ready, I'm going to ask you a few questions before we give the Shahada. Did anybody ask you to become a Muslim?
No.
Are you doing this because you want to gain something from Islam? Okay, my sister want to gain something. She eventually going to gain heaven. Going to gain the mercy of Allah, just like the beautiful khutbah we just heard. So I'm going to give you the Shahada. Shahada is bearing testimony. You have to bear testimony to everything that I'm going to be saying. I'm going to start with the Arabic part of it, and then I'm going to go to the English side of it. So you just go like this, the index finger, let it point to the heaven like this. Ashhadu
أشهد
an
أن
la ilaha
لا إله
illallah
إلا الله
wa
وأشهد
ashhadu anna
أن
Muhammadan
محمدا
abduhu
عبده
wa rasuluhu.
ورسوله.
At-takbir,
الله أكبر
at-takbir.
الله أكبر.
Sister, I'm going to go to the English part of it. You have said, now I bear witness. Just repeat after me. I bear witness
I bear witness
that there is no one worthy of worship
that there is no one worthy of worship
except Allah.
except Allah,
And I bear witness
and I bear witness
that the messenger Muhammad,
that the messenger Muhammad,
he is the servant and the messenger of Allah.
he is the servant and the messenger.
Sister, I'm jealous of you right now. Why am I jealous? Because right now, if you happen, Allah take your soul right now. You're going to go to Jannah, heaven, free. Drive through. And that is where I'm jealous of you. But I'm hoping that this is the part that is kind of tricky. Do the best that you can to follow Islam. Do as much as you can. I know you're going to receive a lot of guidelines from the sisters and also here in the masjid. And please, I'm begging you, don't say, do this, stop this, haram. No, leave her alone. Let her go through the rigorous part. And eventually, if she, get to that level, inshallah, she's going to make it. May Allah bless you and protect you and guide you and also give you the deep understanding of the religion so you could apply it in this dunya and the akhirah. Is that it? You want to say something?
No, alhamdulillah.
So definitely, fi sabilillah, give as much as you can. أنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول ربي لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكون من الصالحين. Give as much as you can from the risk that Allah have given you. Because Allah said, when it's time for you to die, you will see the angel willingly live. That's when you're going to say, oh my Lord, take me to the wealth. I have billions I'm going to give. Then Allah said, when you say فَأَصَدَّقَ وَأَكُونَ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ, and I'll be among the accepted ones. Allah say, وَلَا يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. Then Allah will say, no, your time is up. I'm not going to give you any time. The time is up. The Imam just mentioned everything. So now you have to give. And don't go like this. I see a lot of people, when they're giving, they go like this. And they turn around and they take the loose ones. We don't want that. Give as much. Look at the light. Now it's the winter time. I could feel the heat coming. You pray luxury. We carpet everything. So give as much as you can. The more you give, the more Allah will rate you and will give you from somewhere that you've never imagined. May Allah bless the Imam. May Allah give him the wisdom. I'm so pleased. I'm so happy what he's doing, and he's following his father. And so, mashallah, may Allah bless each and every one of us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam.